Hey, Cody, how does it feel to be awake for like 5 hours when it's only, not even noon yet?
I feel like my body's just, like, betrayed me.
Honestly.
Which, like, isn't uncommon, but it just feels like a personal attack at this point.
I think that we are slowly becoming immortal as we create this podcast.
God. I was just thinking that we were becoming, like, our true Golden Girl selves and just becoming old people and just getting up at the crack of dawn.
Well, I mean, waking up early is not...
And gabbing.
True. Waking up early is not very new for me. It's more the, like, waking up at 4:48 precisely and being like, okay, what? And then being like, oh...
I'm ready for the day.
It's Twilight Day, that's right. And then...
Oh my god.
Preparing for the next 3 hours until then.
Well.
But hi, welcome to Into the Twilight, where I am an obsessor over this in a problematic way.
I'm not, and I just, honestly, kill me. Just...
Don't say that when I'm trying to drink water. I could have killed this podcast.
How am I supposed to know when you're drinking water?
I don't know.
This is an audio call.
Just know me. I don't know.
Be better.
I don't know. Isn't there a Kanye song about that? Right? Isn't that like...
Sure.
So, hi folks. My name is Allie, and this is everything that I've ever worked for.
This is your thesis. This is the culmination of all your studies and all the hard work you did as a preteen and a teen.
Yes, with more expletives and in an audio form. But yes, This is all I've ever cared about. And I'm dragging Cody along.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just getting dragged at the wagon. But we finally watched fucking Twilight. We did it, folks.
We did, and we live tweeted it, which was wild.
It was really fun. It was my first time live tweeting anything.
What? Wait, really what?
Yeah, what?
Wait. Whoa. Wait, a night of firsts? I don't... Wow, I'm shook. I did not know that.
I'm sorry, at Allie live tweets.
Hey, don't. I didn't know that. That's so exciting. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited about that, first of all. So I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
So if you can think back a couple of months ago on our first episode of this podcast, we did a quiz, and it originally sorted us as Jessica for you and Victoria for me, which is wild, because now you've watched a movie where those two characters are at play, so you can kind of get some basis.
Right.
Are you interested in doing another quiz today?
Yes, great.
Great. Cool. So, I thought that we would give Freeform a little bit of love today, because we did not on Wednesday.
Even though they let us down when the time needed it.
Right. Yeah, they let us down a little bit, because apparently you have to sign into your TV network, which, bye.
Oops, didn't check that before we actually tweeted that to the internet. Sorry, folks.
So instead, we'll just give them some free promo and do a quiz instead of which member of the Cullen clan are you?
I will still call them ABC Family. I'm in protest.
Honestly, it just feels like I'm betraying a lover saying that.
Honestly.
Like, listen, it's not...
ABC Family has been there for me...
From the get-go. Like, I don't...
And I get it, they're pulling a quick rebrand and trying to be all CW, and, like, I get it. But, like, that's just, no.
But also, could you not, is the thing.
But also, no thank you.
Right. So, we're really throwing it back here. Do you have it up?
Yeah, I have it up.
Okay, cool. So, Q1. They don't even have this question one. Wild. Okay. If you were a vampire...
It's because they're so hip and trendy now, you know?
They're just, like, really with it, I think. So, if you were a vampire, do you think that you could resist the thirst? A, yes, it would be difficult. B, yes, but I could never hurt a person. Exclamation point. C, no, but I wish I could. And D, no, but I don't see why I should.
Already, like, a bad start. And this, can we talk about this photo also?
Yeah, that's a major fucking spoiler. When I first clicked this, it did not have that, but whatever. I mean...
Oh, okay, well then we won't talk about it, because it just looks like a really intense running scene.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it in, like, 2 weeks, probably, but
Great.
It's just, Jazz having a lot of feelings, so it's fine.
Just having a crisis, as he's known to.
Yeah. One of my fave tweets from Wednesday was you just being like, yeah, Jasper's just like literally gonna explode. It's fine.
It's just his eyes keep bugging out all the time. Like he just, it's honestly the most physical visual encapsulation of the clenched fist Olympics, because like, honestly, he's literally doing it.
I'm gonna say yes, but it would be difficult because I don't want to.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's not my lifestyle. Okay, just kidding. We're not doing this. Click out of this. Click out of this.
Okay.
Hey, this is a great one, and we're gonna do it later. Hey.
Spoiler.
Hey, listen. Hey, freeform. Hey, freeform. Tag your spoilers. Hey, what? I hope you clicked out of that motherfucking shit, because we're not.
I didn't see anything. I just saw the question. I didn't see any of the answers.
Hey, so that was a great quiz. Number 1 question. We got it.
Here into the Twilight, we do a lot of research before.
Hey.
We make sure everything's up to snuff, you know?
Hey, so that was a great bit. And just
so
like...
instead of taking this quiz, right?
Yeah.
How about we look back on the people that we were like given from that first quiz and like see now, because now that I actually know who those people are,
I prefer that.
I was just kind of in blind faith. We can just talk about like if we align with those or not. Because I remember from the first episode, which is mostly nothing. It's all a blur. I blacked out.
Literally,
I don't know, but I remember the descriptions of Jessica and Victoria being very opposite of what we were getting.
Yep.
Like the fact that I was Jessica and you were Victoria was truly wild.
Yes. Yeah.
And I feel like now that I know who they are, I'm like, yeah, how did that happen?
I still don't understand. And I still feel kind of personally offended because me literally, not like me fictionally, like me literally, I am Jessica, like is the thing. I am.
Like you don't understand. This is not...
Jessica and I are very much
hyperbole.
The same person. I am not the cool hip chick of Victoria who...
Oh, thanks.
like kills a man and then wears his clothes. Like it's not...
Yes.
It's not my thing. But thanks, though. But like a little BuzzFeed quiz that we did before.
Oh, God. Never forget.
Yeah. I mean, they both have great hair, and they both have great voices.
They do have great hair.
So, that's great. But...
Good style is just on different ends of the spectrum, you know?
And I mean, that's like literally us. So, like...
Honestly. I wish this was a visual podcast because I've looked like the witchiest I've ever looked when recording a podcast.
Yeah, and I feel like I am wearing the same color that we saw Jessica in most of the time, and I have, like... a face mask on in a headband. Oh, like God. I'm doing it right now is the thing. But it's great. There's that. Also, just, hey, freeform, stop. I just am not. It's fine.
Look at the second question.
Like,
God damn.
Tag your spoilers is the thing. So this movie. Wow.
Yes. Wow.
I have written down a lot of notes, but
same.
I want you to do the thoughts here, because I think that a lot of folks know that I have a lot of feelings, but I am the most curious to know how you feel about this, because I don't know, other than just like the live tweets that I saw while everybody else was also seeing them too.
Okay, so like this is like not a good film, right? Like we can all just be like across the board, this is a bad movie. Like,
sure.
Not great.
Right?
It is 2 hours long.
Right?
Which is too long. It's too long for any movie, especially one based on the writings of Stephenie Meyer.
Sure.
And I think they only get longer too. God damn.
Yep.
But also very blue. There was a lot of editing choices that I wasn't here for.
Yes.
At all.
Lots of extreme close-ups.
A lot of framing choices. A lot of very shallow focus.
Yeah.
That it was so, like, shallow that, like, only the eyes were in focus, and, like, even their mouth was, like, a little bit out of focus. Like, that's not how you do film. Guys, can we just...
In today's episode of Is It the Twilight Film or Is It Monster Factory?
Oh my God.
Debatable. But yeah, the color selection was wild.
not good.
And I understand, like, where Catherine Hardwicke was going, because I remember doing some, like, backstory work, and she wanted to deviate from the standard color palette of vampires, right? So she wanted to go in, like, the grays and the blues, and that's why the Cullens, like, the Shining Squad is dressed the way that they are. And I understand that she's trying to, like, capture the Pacific Northwest, because it is blue and gray and green here. So, like, I get it, but as someone who lives here, it's not blue, it's green. So it's a very interesting color choice that she's done.
And there's a difference between shifting or forming your color palette around blues and grays and stuff than literally just putting, like, cyan over all of your shots and just hoping it works.
Right.
It doesn't. It looks dumb.
Right. Yes. Yeah, there were a couple
Especially when everyone's white as fuck, so, like, their faces are gonna look like the color that you color corrected to.
Literally.
To a T. It looks so silly.
Yeah, there were a couple of scenes where it was blatantly just like, hey, can you not, though, is the thing? And then it would look so stark whenever it deviated. So, like, when they did the flashback scene, it looked super different. When they did the, like, Edward AU, where he actually changed.
It was, like, sepia. Yeah. And, like, there was what's it called? Border.
Yeah, there was, like, that vignette around it, and it was, like, weird. Yeah, and even, like, the ending, when she's, like, dreaming, like, in the angel bit, it's so weird. Like, the colors just look very different. And even, like, when you think about when she was in Phoenix compared to then, the color correction is just like, whoa, what is going on? So, it's a lot. But
yeah, the first, like, 30 seconds of her in Phoenix, I'm like, oh, this isn't, like, making me want to rip my eyeballs out because it looks nice. It looks presentable. It's fine. And then we go straight to Forks. I'm like, oh, cool. Great. This is how it's going to be for the next hour and 49 minutes.
Right.
Cool.
It's wild to imagine, I don't know, anybody seeing my turf as, like, blue, like an actual blue man group, when it's,
oh my god,
I mean, there is blue, but for most of the time we don't see blue. We see greens and browns and gray, and that's it. Yeah. Like, it's not.
You know how Bella loves gray or brown. Fuck.
I mean,
everything.
I think she also likes gray, because, I mean,
she
Edward
probably does love gray.
She probably loves, like, a good gray, to be honest.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
I wanted to talk about the casting.
Please. Because
it was a lot more diverse than I was expecting.
Go on.
Like, it wasn't very diverse. Like, I'm not, it's not giving any awards or anything. But, like, the group of friends and, like, the knuckleheads were, like, mostly people of color. And, like, I think all the people of color except for Jessica, which was, like, super lit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that. I was just assuming, 2005 Forks, Washington, like, gonna be a bunch of white boys.
Right.
Especially since we've seen, like, Mike Newton and all those things, like, the antithesis of,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
diversity.
Fuck Mike Newton, first of all, as being, like, Wonder Bread, right? But, yeah, I know when they were doing casting, they definitely tried to get extras from Forks and from, like, local areas. And there's definitely a lot of, like, white people in the movie, and it's very, like, stark when you see it, but I think that it is interesting that, like, when they go to La Push, there are, like, people there that are not, like, pale. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's
like most of the named characters that we see a lot from are people of color and women of color.
Yeah,
I'm like, yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's important.
Just those big group shots of the school that are like, oh, cool, white bread.
Just, like, literally white people.
Where do they go? Can you spot them?
Yeah. It's just... I guess it is interesting, though, when you think about the way that the characters are cast, because of how they're sort of, like, vilified, though. Because Jacob, person of color, vilified in this.
For sure.
And Tyler, deaf, vilified.
Yes, for sure.
Almost kills Bella. And Charlie is like, we're gonna just take away your license forever, bye.
Forever.
And then even Laurent is seen as, like...
Yeah, totally.
Sort of more dangerous until we notice that, like, oh yeah, no, James is, like, definitely gonna kill you, though.
Right. Laurent is chill as fuck.
Right. So there's...
Listen, you can't judge a man who's not wearing a shirt and just wearing a sick vest. And has got, like, the greatest dreads ever. Like, you can't... He's cool, man. He's one with you.
So, it's a very interesting of, like, they're trying to put people there, so it's, like, Mr. Molina, and then, like, the nurses in Forks Hospital, but also, like, we're just gonna low-key vilify all of these people. Like,
yeah, for sure,
so
for sure.
It's very interesting, and I think that we'll notice it more as the movies continue.
Hi, so you brought up Jacob?
Hi, so let's talk about my baby Jacob.
Hi, nobody told me that he has long hair in this film. Nobody warned me, and I just feel, like, betrayed by everyone that I've ever come in contact with.
First of all, what?
You can't
how did you not know that he was gonna have long hair?
I knew in the book, I remember reading the book that he had longer hair, so I was like, okay, but all of the stuff that I've seen of Twilight and of the characters, Jacob has had short hair.
Yeah.
All of the promotional photos, he's always had short hair.
Right.
Always. It's him shirtless and, like, short-ass hair and, like, being a dick, whatever. All of that stuff. Or being a fucking werewolf. Like, I've never seen a singular promotional image or poster from the Twilight saga in which Jacob has long hair ever, and I just feel betrayed.
Wow.
It hit me like a brick. Like, I was like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
That wig, first of all.
God,
wow.
It's awful. Oh, it's so bad. Oh,
it's a look, for sure. Especially at the end, in the prom scene, when it's just, like, playing in the wind.
The hair and makeup were very, not great. Also.
So... Okay, wow.
Oh, okay.
So the hair, first of all, Edward's hair, wow.
The worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
When you think of the word coiffed, that is what I imagine. It's just, like, the most amount of hair gel. It's a lot.
It's, like, in between, like, prep school coif, like, trendy, like, poof thing happening into, like, Super Saiyan. Like, it's right in the middle. Like, it's so huge and, like, sticking up out of nowhere, but also, like, gelled as fuck and, like, pushed in. It's so bad.
Yes.
Also, his accent. Can we talk about his accent?
Please, God. We can talk about his accent. It's not subtle.
I just didn't think about it before watching it because, like, I know he's British, and, like, I just forgot, like, what he sounded like. But when he started speaking, I was like, that is not what he sounds like.
No, it's not.
Not at all. Oh, it's so bad.
No, especially...
It's, like, not... I don't even know how to classify it, but it's just very, like, trying to be a cool dude, cool American dude, man. But, like, it's not.
In the first couple speaking scenes... You can sort of justify it as, like, oh, this man is trying to be a man. Like, he is clenching his fist so tight.
Right. Trying not to eat someone in the room.
Yeah, he is trying to exhale out of his mouth in a way that sounds like words. So
yes.
You can sort of justify it then, but when you hear it come out later on in the film, it's like, what the fuck was that? Because it's not really an accent.
Who is your voice coach? Who let this happen?
It's almost like someone, like, poked his stomach and, like, an accent came out for a second. Like, it's startling, to say the least.
It was really off-putting. Like, it was very distracting.
So, that's wild, first of all. The makeup. So, I have a few thoughts. First of all, I have a few questions about Bella's blue eyeshadow.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. I just don't understand.
I can't even tell if it's, like, a very subtle blue eyeshadow or it's just the color correction was boosted so much in those scenes that it just looks like her eyes are blue, also blue.
And honestly, I couldn't tell you because either that is a very sheer application of a blue eyeshadow, like no eye primer, and yet that eyeshadow right. was like, that Wet n Wild shadow was like working.
It just holding on.
Yeah. Because somehow it's like still pigmented when they get up close, or they edited it to make it seem that way, which is wild because we know.
Either way, it's so wild.
we know Bella doesn't wear makeup, so it's just like, oh, look. Oh my god.
So 2005.
It is.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, though.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are you still holding on to, like, blue eyeshadow in that way? Not, like, a smoky look, but, like, just casual blue eyeshadow.
Yeah, who does that?
I don't...
It's not 1985. Like, what are we doing here?
I have so many questions, and none of them are being answered.
But Edward was right. Her skin looked great.
Her skin looked lit. Like, it was great.
It was popping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he was right, for sure. Since we're on Bella.
Yes.
Should we talk about how much of a horny teenager she is in this film?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's the most in character thing.
Yes.
Of, oh, hey, this is a person who's never had an interaction ever and is dealing with adolescence. Makes sense. It all fits this time. Yeah. So that's great.
And I would definitely argue that her, Kristen Stewart's portrayal of Bella Swan, is a more justifiable reason, is a more of a better justification for Bella's immediate, infatuation for Edward. Because in the book, it's sort of just like, I don't know, do you like me, do you not, blah, 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 and then it sort of merges. But then this is just kind of like, hey, I'm just trying to fuck, you know?
Right, yeah.
You're hot, and, the way that she, doesn't question him being a vampire and, doesn't care that he's dangerous and all that stuff. We don't really know why in the book, she doesn't care about that stuff, even though we're inside of her brain, and you would think. Right. But at least in the movie, it's just yeah, she's kind of just a horn dog, and just, she, this beautiful, statuesque hot boy. Right. Who cares if he, maybe eats people on the side? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, she just wants to get that good dick, which,
listen,
fair.
Aren't we all?
It's a great aspiration. I get it. I understand. It makes sense to me, and it tracks.
I would like to talk about oh, God, I don't remember. I think it was after La Push.
Go on.
Or, no, Port Angeles. After Port Angeles. When they drive back to school together.
Yeah. Go on.
And Edward comes out with fucking Ray-Bans and has Bella, his arm around Bella. Yes. And it's just this whole thing. And, I know this didn't happen, but, they definitely fucked, right? That's... there's no way. There's no... that is... The glow that Bella had was not her good skincare. It was getting that good dick.
I can...
That good supernatural dick. And that's the morning after. That is the perfect morning after. And just being under the arm of your man and owning that school because everyone's looking at you and he's the man to get. And she conquered that. Yes, that is how you do it. And I was just baffled that they were doing that so, to a T, that narrative. And I was like, this is so, this franchise is built on, purity and virginity and, religion. And I'm like, can we shut it down? Shut it down.
Okay, first of all, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I can confirm with 100% certainty that they did not fuck, but I can say that there may have been some good touching and rubbing that may have happened that
Listen.
night. However,
I'm using fuck as a broad term.
I am just saying that it will be very, very, very important to this series when they fuck, and you will know when that happens.
I'm sure. Listen.
This good
I get it.
Christian
I'm just saying.
Story, you will know when that happens.
This Bible story?
This story of faith and of virtue, you will know. However, one of my favorite things about running the pure and true blog that I do for this podcast, which is a true work of honor for me personally.
Into the Twilight Show.tumblr.com.
Thank you. Is that there is this headcanon that Edward is very subdued and pure and still has these antiquitous views of virginity, so that, like, when he would have lost it, he would have, like, ran a marathon that day and, like, been glowing from the inside and just been, like, very, like, pure and safe about it. So when I did see that again when we were watching, and of, like, him with the sunglasses and stuff, I'm like, I don't even want to look at humans. I am just, like, glowing from the inside right now.
What I'm saying,
it definitely tracks for me personally.
And also, I liked that we got more on Bella being, like, you know, horny and stuff. Like, we saw them, like, quote unquote hooking up a little bit, which was fun and nice.
Right.
Like, it was very much also like, no, I can't do this, whatever, and then, like, leaves.
So, when that scene happened, we had two very different thoughts.
Sure.
Mine was that Edward literally throws himself against the foundation of that home. And
no, yes, that's not good.
And one, is Charlie home? And two, how is that house still alive? Yours was, wow, they took a long time to kiss. So...
Okay, no.
So...
I mean, fair, but no, okay, hold on. There was a chronology, okay? Because what you're saying happened after what I'm saying.
I mean...
what I'm saying
true.
Is there was a build-up to a kiss for when I kissed for the first time. And I swear to God, it's like 45 seconds. Like, it is too long.
It's true. It's true. It takes
There's so much build-up. Edward says something stupid, like, oh, this is something I've always wanted to try, or whatever. It's dumb. And then they just get closer and closer, but it's, like, in slow motion, and my soul is just dying from the inside out, and I just want to leave.
There is one thing that you forgot about this chronology.
Yes.
And it is how Edward appeared in that room, to begin with.
Oh, yeah, he just, like, climbs in her fucking window like an asshole.
Truly.
Which, like, isn't out of character. Like, we've expected this from the shitwad.
Right.
But it's still important to note.
And then he just slightly admits that he's been watching her sleep for, you know, a few months.
Yeah, like a really chill way to bring it up, you know?
And then is like, hey.
Super casual.
He's like, hey, Bella, before you get mad. Hey, babe, hey, hey. I want to, like, touch your lips with my lips for a second. Can you just fucking stop moving for a second? So, like,
and by second, I mean, like, many, many seconds.
Yeah, I need you to hold
and just, like, stay there.
this pose for a minute to test my loyalty and test your loyalty, and then we will kiss. It's fucking
so
wild.
Bad. It's so bad.
Since we're on this topic of Edward being a shitwad,
yes. How
did you feel about him introducing Bella to the Shiny Squad?
Okay, like, my heart. This was like one of my favorite scenes. Like, one of the scenes that didn't make me want to, like, literally just, like, die.
Wow.
Because
that's a good review from you.
I know, yeah. Because most of it I was like, cool, I want to, you know, not be here. But this one was actually, like, fun and cute and quirky and great. Because it wasn't in the book. But it was like, Edward brings Bella to his home, and the Shiny Squad is, like, cooking in the kitchen together and watching, like, recipes of how to make food, because they don't cook, obviously, and they don't make food. And so they're all just making, and Rosalie is just, like, having none of it.
Literally.
And it's just so cute. And then Bella's like, oh, I didn't eat because I know you guys you don't eat, so I feel like it would be insensitive. And, like, it's just so, it's, like, good writing, ? It's just very shocking.
Well, and that's because of the screenplay writer, Melissa Rosenberg, did this.
Sure.
And not Stephanie Meyer.
No, of course not.
So,
sorry. I'm saying just uncanny for the franchise at whole.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And the idea of it, too, because there's so many cute little bits that happen here. Esme is glowing and excited.
The parents are having all of it. They're just, like, it's so good.
Emmett is taking pictures of the photo, like, of all the food that he's doing. Great. Rosalie is basically tapping her heels on the floor, like, can we be fucking done?
Just, like, holding a salad bowl, like, passive-aggressively.
It's great. I love it. It's pure. And then when Bella admits to the fact that she's eaten, just literally snaps the bowl in half.
Just, like, smashes this glass bowl.
It's great.
It's like, can we have a little bit of chill, please?
It's great.
I will say that, like, she's so much more in this movie than in the book. Like, at all levels.
Right.
Like, I understood that she, like, wasn't really a fan of Bella in the book, because of, like, jealousy and wanting to be human and all of that, like, I got that context.
Yes.
But, like, I feel like we didn't get a lot of what we saw in the movie, which was her just literally, like, shitting on Bella and, like, being like, oh, like, when she's fucking dying and they all have to rescue her, and she's like, oh, well, what do I have to do? Like, what's it to me? She's not one of us. Like, fuck her. And I'm like, this is, like, so much.
Right.
It's, like, this whole, like, women hating each other. It's great.
Yay.
Yay. But, like, it's so much in the movie, like, more than I was expecting.
Yeah, there's a few times when they definitely showcase Rosalie's personality quite well. So the meeting is the first time. I would say the baseball scene, very clear. And then when they're in the garage. But the problem is that during this movie, they took some of the book quotes that Alice originally had and they gave them to Rosalie. So they already sounded more bitter coming from her.
Yeah, right.
So it's like...
That's interesting.
Hey.
That's an interesting choice.
Hey, fuck off, though? Is the thing, like... I mean, I understand why, because they're trying to build up so that when we do get this backstory, it makes more sense. And so that we understand, like, that there is another choice for Bella, right? Mm-hmm. But it is interesting that, like, not all of it is from Stephenie Meyer's direct choice there, which is wild. Edward's face when the Shiny Squad meets Bella, though, was fantastic. He does it when Rosalie breaks the bowl. And he does it when Alice and Jazz come in, and it's A+. Very good. I love it a lot.
The best acting in the entire movie.
Truly, because he's, like, rolling his eyes and stuff, and, like, vampires roll their eyes. That's great. I love it.
It's still, like, even though they're, like, vampires and whatever, and, like, not relatable at all, it's still very much like, oh, look at this wild, wacky family.
Right. Yes.
And still, like, hitting home those, like, oh, God, you're embarrassing me, Mom, like, all that stuff.
Yeah, it was very pure in that way. Cute. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And the fact that once they go upstairs, Esme has the audacity to tell Rosalie, clean this up. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
The nerve. What a power play.
Honestly, I'm here for it. But, like, what the fuck, though? Oh, hey.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, we should probably talk about Charlie.
We need to talk about Charlie Swan. Oh, my heart.
So there's, like...
lies with Charlie.
There's a few things about Charlie that are just amazing in this movie.
Yes.
And I would say that my personal favorite is the fact that him and Carlisle touch.
Oh my god.
So, that's...
Listen.
I'm just saying that, like...
I didn't say it, Stephenie Meyer did.
I'm just saying that, like, it's canon, so...
Yeah, sorry. It's in the books. Later.
And there's, like, visual proof in the movie that, like, not only do they, like, know each other, but Carlisle feels safe enough to touch Charlie, so...
Anyway. I loved, like, it was so pure in the beginning, because he was, like, trying to be just, like, a good dad, because, like, he hasn't seen his daughter for more than, like, maybe a month at a time.
Yeah.
In years. And, like, just bringing her back to all the stuff they used to do when she was, like, 11.
Right.
And all these people that she definitely does not recognize or know. But he's like, you know, these people,
Yeah.
you know.
And
it's just so pure.
Such a great
Going
tone.
to this diner, it's just so good. He's such a good man.
He is. He's such a good dad. The fact that he's trying so hard, and usually I still maintain that I have very high expectations of men, but Charlie, he's doing his damnedest, and I'm proud of him. And just the fact that like the first conversation that we have in this movie between Charlie and Belle is like, oh hey, your hair's gotten longer, and Belle's like, absolutely not. He's like,
absolutely.
He's like, well, so here we go.
No, that was so mean. I was like, oh, your hair, your hair's really long. He's like, no, I cut it. It's like, must have grown out since then.
You should probably check your roots, Bella, you fucking asshole.
That is me, like, deflecting everything. Like, well, time has passed, so maybe it's grown a little bit.
Oh my god.
I didn't think her leaving Charlie scene was gonna hit me harder than it did in the books because, like, my soul was broken when reading that. But it was so sad. Like, Allie and I were live tweeting, but we were also texting each other.
There were a few times when I texted Cody and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. And that was one of them.
Because there were times, like, I didn't want to showcase to Tara that I was truly hurting. And I just, like, texted Allie a bunch of sad faces because I was truly sad.
My favorite thing was when we were live tweeting that we both made the aesthetic choice not to use an emoji and instead to use, like, an actual emoticon sad face, because, like, that's how I felt.
That's how sad it was. And also, you know, I had to play it to the time, you know?
Honestly, same. I feel it. Before we got to that literal heartbreaking scene where we just have Charlie standing at the door, and you see Charlie standing at the door until Bella drives away, how did you feel about Charlie drinking beer?
Literally, I've never connected more to a character in my entire life than maybe Ben Wyatt, but other than that, like, just, like, I've seen the GIF before, so I didn't know what context it was, and it's been years, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
But, like, just Charlie Swan sitting at a table, he's got 2 really tall cans of beer, and a fucking gun. While Bella decides to bring it the subject that she's fucking a Cullen. Like, maybe have better, just, like, time and spatial awareness, Bella. And he's just like, okay, and also saying, like, hey, I'm fucking this guy, and also he's outside, so I'm gonna bring him in, and you're gonna like him, so great. And then Charlie's like, yeah, okay, and just, like, cocks his gun. And I'm like, yeah, same. Me and Edward. That's just how I feel about this boy.
It's just such a great... Okay, Maddie...
Like, that scene deserves an Oscar. Nothing about this track deserves an Oscar, but his performance in that scene deserves an Oscar.
I will argue that in just a moment, but Maddie, I need Cody's face on that image, please. I need it for personal reasons.
Yeah, shouts out to, I don't know if I mentioned them, but a couple weeks ago I asked for someone to Photoshop the Simpsons Do It For Her, but with Charlie Swan all over it. And my friend Lou did that in, like, record time, and it was incredible. And
that was
I
so
retweeted
cute.
it, so it's great, and they were awesome.
Oh my
so
God.
if you want to do that with my face, you are welcome. You have the floor and creative control.
So
Thank you.
The only other time that I would argue needed, like, an Oscar for just, like, hurting me personally was when Edward is, like, ripping apart James, and Carlisle comes up to him and he's like, son, enough. And I was like, bye, bye. Daddy Malfoy is here. And
Daddy Malfoy is, like, the most cool, calm, and collected motherfucker on the planet. Like, he's got thousands of years of just, like, restraint. And just,
nothing
like,
can faze him.
Nothing can faze him.
Nothing.
And he's surrounded by all these fuckwads that are just, like, horny and just want to, like, eat people all the time. And he has to, like, bring them to a regular level.
Yeah.
Which will never be to his level because he's just, like, the best.
Yeah.
But
it's just
he's trying.
Amazing to me that he was just like, I got you. Go take care of your wife. And
your wife.
And then the fact that he, like, had to push Alice away because he knew that, like, she was feeling uncomfortable. I was like, literally, bye. I cannot do this.
Farewell.
I cannot.
Oh, that's my plane. I gotta go.
Oh my God. Do you want to talk about some of the differences that we had from the book to the movie, or do you want to start talking about the music?
I mean, I don't have a lot to say about the music, so we can just do that really quickly right now.
Oh.
Okay, never mind then.
Go on.
I mean, I just have one song to talk about.
Do you?
Which was in the baseball scene, which is a good song. It's a great song, and it deserved better, and that's all I say. I've already said this before.
Iconic scene. Iconic music.
Listen, it was fine. It just felt very weird in the context of what I was watching.
It was lit. There was... That scene, first of all, the music choice, wild. I will never be able to not associate those two. It's
God.
A lot. A lot of Paramore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're not wrong.
There is definitely an official music video of Paramore's from this time. Yep.
I remember that. I was there.
That's a lot.
I was mad, like I was for Muse.
Debussy, it was such an interesting choice for them to have, especially within the context of Carboys right now. Like, it's just a lot for me personally. But, wow. Okay, so the score, first of all, Carter Burwell can get it, to be honest.
Oh my god. Like, musically or just, like, as a person?
Musically.
Okay.
Those scores fuck me up, to be honest. But we do need to talk about the music, though, because there are 2 Robert Pattinson songs on this album that play
Oh, yeah, you were
tweeting
about that, and I was just, like, honestly shaken.
Yeah. So, the one that plays during the Port Angeles dinner scene, and then the one that plays when in the ballet studio. Those are both from Robert Pattinson. Like,
that's wild.
Why
would you do that? What?
I know.
It's like, hey, while you're watching this man speak, also, how about you hear him sing at the same time, underscoring it in this scene? That's fine and not distracting.
And those are 2 pivotal moments in this movie. And we hear Hayes, like, subtle promo of, like, hey, buy my EP, by the way. Yeah. Like, this is a feature
the dulcet
film.
Tones of Robert Pattinson.
What the fuck? Oh my god. So.
Who decided that was okay?
Catherine Hardwicke decided that was okay.
Catherine.
Because Catherine Hardwicke is literally the original, like, the OG bookshop owner that was supposed to be in Port Angeles, that instead they chose to go with, like, a legit, like, bookshop that should have been in Port Angeles. But, like, total, like, hippie, absolute, like, doesn't give a fuck, like, kombucha up her ass, like, it doesn't, like, it's wild. All of the behind-the-scenes stuff from Twilight, she's, like, wearing all of this, like, Portland stuff, like, she's in Powell shirts, and I'm like, why? Why are you?
Why?
It's fucking wild. The fact that they shot some of this stuff, like, here. I don't like it. A few differences from the book to the movie. The bad boys.
Yes.
It makes so much more sense, right?
It's, honestly, this is, like, in the book, I had no idea what was happening most of the time. And then we got the bad boys at the tail end and going like, oh, so the series is about this. This is the whole thing, right? Yeah. It's not just about, like, Bella and Edward, right?
Right.
I mean, it is, but, like, there's also a bigger picture.
Yes.
In the movie, there's definitely, like, foreshadowing, not in a Stephenie Meyer handed you on a fucking platter and shove it up your asshole way.
Yes.
But, like, in a way that makes sense in the narrative that's like, oh, hey, these bad boys are gonna be, like, killing people in the area, like, sporadically and throughout the plot. And then when it comes to meet the vampires, it makes sense. Hey, these are not great people, and maybe they're not on their side, and then turf wars and all that stuff, and it makes sense. It's not just a random, just like, oh, cool, I smell a human, I'm gonna fucking chase her down forever, Phoenix.
Yes.
And, like, for no reason, and also we're evil. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And also we're evil, yeah.
Also psych.
The fact that they had to add in a character to explain Bad Boys is wild. Like, the fact that there wasn't a Waylon Forge in the book. Also, butt crack Santa. God bless.
I wrote that down and I'm still shocked.
Me too. They said butt crack Santa. A woman. Butt crack Santa in a diner in front of people while they're eating. I cannot. So that's great.
And trying to get Bella to remember something from, like, a decade ago and, you know, traumatizing her and be like, hey, you know, butt crack Santa? No, excuse me. This is harassment. I need to leave. In addition to all of the other trauma that Bella's experienced, we're going to add butt crack Santa to the list? That's a fucking wild card. Can we stop? Speaking of the diner, Stephenie Meyer. Hello. Stephenie Meyer was definitely in this movie and definitely not low-key about it. No. The way that Catherine Hardwicke was mentioning this in the behind the scenes is she wanted Stephenie Meyer to be there and that what she was doing on her computer was writing Breaking Dawn, just so you know. I need to leave. I need to not be here anymore.
Oh, and she was specifically chosen to wear that vampire red color, just so you know.
Kill me.
But yes. Speaking of...
Like, it's so handed to you in typical Stephanie Meyer fashion. That's just, like, it's not, like, I would have been fine if it was just, like, her sitting there and, like, it panned to her and, like, oh, shit, that's Stephanie Meyer. That's funny. Instead, it's, like, she panned to her, she's typing on her laptop, and then the barista's like, oh, Stephanie? And, like, pushes over a cup of coffee really slowly.
Can you sign this napkin?
Right, it's so much.
Speaking of things that are handed to you on a platter, that cafeteria scene with the apple.
Wow, sick transition.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was too much.
I would argue 13 takes too much.
Wow, I mean, I get it. Like, it seems like a risky move. It seems like a hard thing to do.
It is.
I would probably do, like, 100 takes. It took Scott Pilgrim, like, 100 tries to, like, throw a box behind him into the garbage can. Like, I wouldn't pass anyone to do anything.
Oh my god. Fuck me. They actually did the book cover in the movie. Who does that?
Yeah, not good.
Anyway.
And also so over the head of, like, hey, I'm really, like, I'm a vampire, wink, 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 I'm very agile, yeah. and, like, all these things. Like, no human person would be able to do that. Not even if you're, like, a mega soccer player or something. No.
Right. Yeah, supernatural,
but,
like
sure,
Katy Perry plays
subtle.
in the background.
I need you to leave.
Thank you.
That's my time.
That's my time. Victoria doesn't speak in the book, and she definitely does in the movie. Yep. So that's great.
I would like to compare, or just like I like how we saw the Bad Boys compared to the Shiny Squad.
Yes.
Because, like, God, the duality, it's so funny. Like, just the Shiny Squad is such white bread.
Yep.
And such, like, how I said in my live tweet, the country club Cohens, because they're just wearing, like, fucking, like, sweaters tied around their necks, and, like, they just look like they're vanilla, and just, like, the worst. And then you have the fucking cool-ass bad boys, like, Ron's, like, not even wearing a shirt, he's just fucking killing it, and, like,
furs and vests and leather
furs,
and,
like all these things, like if thrift shop was cool and, like, hip, like, that would be Laurent.
Yes.
And they just his hype men are just, like, all, like, decked out, and they all look cool. They look fresh as fuck.
They do.
And then you just have all these, like, country club ass motherfuckers, like. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't root for these boys.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to, like, throw down and be like, okay, well, bye.
Anyway.
Speaking of country club privilege, the Shiny Squad takes multiple cars to school.
I can't.
Bye.
There's a lot about the Shiny Squad that's just like, oh, wow. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, their McMansion is, like, wild.
Yeah.
So like, it's wild.
It is wild. I did think that it was interesting, and I know that we've talked about this before, that in the book it's mentioned being, like, white and expansive, and it actually fits better that it's not. I think that it makes more sense that it's not this, like, white castle.
You just have, like, these really big open windows. Like, it makes more sense to have them, like, free and into the trees and, like, all this whatever. Yeah.
Like, the wood paneling and the grays and the, like, it fits with the space more, but it is interesting. They changed Mr. Banner's name to Mr. Molina, so...
Mr. Molina is my hero. Second to Charlie. It's Charlie, Mr. Molina, no one else fucking ever.
He's a pure soul and can confirm, like, most of the science teachers in this area. Like,
he's the science teacher that everyone deserves, you know? Like, he's a science teacher that most, like, shitty teenagers taking science would be like, fuck you, and, like, not appreciate, but looking back you're like, oh shit, I actually learned some shit, and, like, he was a great influence on me as a person and also as a student.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I could feel that from him in his portrayal of a character.
He just cares a lot about what he does, and I enjoy that.
He was talking about compost, and I'm like, compost is cool, man, like, I'm here. Yes, man, yes.
He actually spray painted onions.
Like, oh god, the golden onions, just in his desk for whenever this needs to happen.
Well, and you'd have to be under the assumption that he has multiple biology classes throughout the day, so he has to have multiple golden onions. Like,
it's pretty good. Pretty good.
It's got a desk of multiple green onions. I just love it.
I love how we had that first, like, real talk after post, like, biology class with Edward and Bella in, like, a greenhouse as opposed to, like, the cafeteria.
Yes.
Because it literally just gave him a chance to nerd out about compost and stuff.
It was great.
And I was like, cool, I'm not going to pay attention to this nonsense.
Oh, yeah, also, during that scene, when he smacks the bus door, I was expecting it to break, to be honest.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I was like, yo.
Hey, you just, like, also implanted a car. Like, he probably has the power to, like...
Can you dial back your God mode a little bit? Jesus.
And such just an angsty boy.
So much angst.
Sorry, this one's full and, like, definitely an empty bus.
Yeah.
Like, smacking them.
Me as fuck, to be honest. Like, I feel that.
Sorry, I don't think you have any room. Sorry. Only the bus driver's in there. What do you mean?
I wish the bus driver would have leaned out and been like, you don't get to make this decision.
Right, come on in.
He just, like, rolls down like a red carpet. It's great. A few other changes. There's no dial-up internet. God bless. Thank
God.
you very much. Appreciate that.
Although we do see Renee at a payphone, which is very funny.
Yes. And she's doing, like, the old-fashioned texting. Amazing. Yeah. Love that.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I needed it. And they all have Nokia phones. Thank you.
Thank you.
They don't talk about Alice's past at all.
No.
Which is, like, a crucial bit. Like, it explains why James is doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
So, that's great.
I guess we can only have one bit of vampire context per movie, huh?
Hey, excuse me, Alice?
If we can't have Alice, we have to have Bad Boys. We can't have both, can we?
Honestly. And no airport scene. No
Yeah,
hugs.
that's what I was kind of bummed at, too.
Yeah.
Because it like, I think it's what you said in the live tweets were saying, like, it takes a lot of power away from Bella and a lot of her smartness and a lot of her just, like, taking control and, like, planning and shit. Like, in the books, like, we kept joking that she was, like, Ocean's 8, Ocean's 11 and shit, and she was, like, a James Bond. Like, she was just the ruler of her domain and, like, even above all the vampires and stuff, she was making plans and stuff. And, like, to get that out of the movie, like, it just makes her seem more still like a victim and more like a damsel and still more like, I need help and I need saving and all this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And she has the ability to do this.
It's so wild to me that I mean, I understand, like, logistically why they didn't do it, but also...
It's a very weird scene to, like, film and, like, figure out. Like, I get it.
But it would have added so much more.
But if there was a way to, like, even before they left... Like, you know, we missed that whole scene of her and Alice and Edward and whatever in the car talking about it, you know? Mm-hmm. It was just her and Edward and him being all moody and having no one to really counteract that.
Right.
So, like, if we had that instead of, like, her making a plan instead of just, like, cutting to her going to Charlie with no context, you know, really.
Yes.
It would have established that a little bit more.
It would have helped, I think.
Yes.
Talking about that scene, you mentioned that the ballet studio and seeing that was far different than reading it. Discuss.
Did I?
Yes. You said that it was far more pornographic in the movie than when reading it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was, like, super pornographic.
It was,
like,
wild.
I mean, yes, in the book, like, James is, like, filming her and it's, like, weird and, like, whatever. But I feel like there was much more... It was more fear-based, mainly because we were inside of Bella's head.
Right.
And we were focused on her thoughts and stuff. So we were sort of biased in that way. But watching it outside of all of that, it was more just, like, still very creepy bad boy James. But, like, oh, I'm gonna film you and I'm gonna, like, show it to Edward and I'm gonna beat you up in front of camera and it's, like, blood. And it's just, like, very gross and, like, very pornographic.
It was so, like, voyeuristic and nasty.
And also visuals obviously do a lot more for those kind of emotions, too, and reactions as well. So, like, obviously my perception of that is different than from reading it because, like, it's more, like, in your face because you can see it.
I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but, you know, fuck it, whatever. That they filmed that ballet studio scene first. That whole sequence was the first thing that they shot. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that's why, like...
What a way to set the mood for the
I know. But it's weird because the way that, like, Kristen and Rob act there and, like, trying to convey that much emotion when it's literally the first week of shooting. It's wild.
Right. With, like, no establishing of chemistry or anything.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep.
Like, I get it, you don't film movies in order, like, whatever, but do you start with the most, like, traumatic, emotional-driven scene? Like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it's a wild. And also that, I know that I haven't mentioned this one before, but when Kristen and Rob auditioned, the scene that they auditioned for was the kissing scene in her room.
Interesting.
So they were just, like, smooching.
Smooching.
Yeah. So, I would like to direct you to a few photos that I pulled into our...
Oh, God.
Into our Google Doc.
Listen, you don't understand, people who are listening, like... When Allie says she has receipts, she is not fucking playing. Like, I imagine watching, like, a football game or something, or a sports ball, something.
Same.
In which the people are, like, drawing out, like, things within, like, taking screen caps and, like, drawing things and, like, outlining the plays. That is Allie with this movie franchise.
I am Emperor Cusco with that marker. Like, that is me, always, to be honest. So I'd like to direct you to this first image of when Bella is throwing the volleyball hits Mike for the first time. Hey, who's that little girl?
There's a child.
I'm just curious.
Wow.
Why there's a child in this?
Who let this happen? Oh no.
So I have a few questions.
It's a child.
Either I'm being an asshole to a teenager right now, or that is a literal
some people are
9-year-old.
late bloomers, you know? That's definitely like a 9-year-old.
Literally. Who's, like, straight up grinning at the fact that Mike just got shook. Plus the fact that they're all playing baseball, or no, not baseball, basketball.
Definitely not.
They're playing basketball over there, and she doesn't even have a jersey on, so it's like, what are you doing? Who are
I have
you?
a lot of questions. How did you get here?
I don't.
Where are your parents?
Oh, God. Anyway. So that's great. Okay, so I'd like to direct you to the second image of a poster that's in Forks High. What the fuck is on this poster? Because those are not words. Who made this poster? Who in the arts department made a poster that does not have real words on it?
Yeah, no, that's not... I mean, the second one's definitely Spartan, but the other ones are not words.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say spirit, but no, there's definitely extra IT at the end.
What I think it's trying to say is, like, how's your Spartan spirit? But, like...
Yeah, definitely not that at all.
Nope. No. Mm-mm. Also, just before we go to this third one, I got all these images from a BuzzFeed article. I'll post it in our show notes so y'all can find it. But I would like to direct you to this third image. And this is when Bella and Edward are driving back after... after the baseball scene.
Sure. And
all the knuckleheads are leaving the diner. Mm-hmm. Hey, Cody, why did they steal coffee mugs? And why are they so happy about it? This is a town
criminals.
These criminals. A town of 3,000 people who Charlie definitely knows who all those people are.
Oh my god. Maybe it's one of those hip places where they have, like, outside seating?
No.
Absolutely not.
Like, Eric is staring into this coffee cup like it's reading his fucking fortune. And
it's literally like in Harry Potter where they're like looking at their tea leaves and it's just like, oh, the future is gonna fucking like eat your soul or whatever. That's that. I have so many questions and none of them are being answered. Did you expect answers from this franchise?
No, but that
would satisfy you.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. That's all. I just needed to point out that there's some inconsistencies there. So. Oh god. Cody, we get to read next week.
Oh boy, I still need to get the book, so I should probably get on it.
I mean, probably, but what ifs. can always link you to my Kindle account.
Oh my god. I mean, I can get it for free from the library, but
oh yeah,
like a physical copy. So
shout out to the library.
Shouts out Chicago Public Library. Let's hope you don't get defunded in the next 4 years.
Yeah, I will defend libraries
till the day I die.
Honestly, yeah.
But anyway, next week reach New Moon chapters 1 and 2.
So, like, fuck Twilight, first of all, because all of the rest of these, they are my pride and joy. I care about them so much. New Moon is going to be such a wild adventure, and I'm so excited.
Oh, God.
To dive into this.
Can't wait for Third Wheeling, the musical.
Oh, fuck.
Starring werewolves and vampires.
All of this foreshadowing that Bella is just completely oblivious to.
Truly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, that's great.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Earbud Media. If you'd like to pitch a show to the network, you can do so at bit.ly/earbudpitch. You can follow Into the Twilight on Twitter at Into the Twilight. We also have a Facebook page, Into the Twilight. We have a Patreon where you can send us your sweet, sweet, sweet dollars. We would humbly accept those.
Absolutely.
For $1 a month, you can just help support the show and be like a super cool peep. And there's a lot of cool perks, like getting access to behind the scenes or like blooper audio reels and like cards and getting shout outs on the show. All that stuff. It's the best.
Yes.
We also have a Tumblr, which we mentioned earlier is the pride and joy of Allie's existence.
Truly.
Into the TwilightShow.tumblr.com. It is truly just an escapism from all of this nonsense that's happening.
It's, to be honest, my personal safe haven.
Yeah. If you can't send us money, that is totally chill, and we are happy that you're listening anyway. But there are things that you can do for free that will help us exponentially. The first being rating and reviewing us on iTunes. It takes like a minute, and it is like the most helpful thing you can do that's not money. Like, it's so helpful in terms of getting new listeners and getting us up in the iTunes charts and all those things. Super, super important, and we would love you forever.
Truly.
We also have a survey. It takes a little bit longer. It's more like 5 minutes. And it just will help us get sponsors and stuff like that and get advertisers and things for the show. And you can find that at bit.ly/into-the-survey. bit.ly/into-the-survey.
Shout out to the folks that have done it so far.
Yeah, shouts out.
So I have come up with people for our fantastic creators.
Great, wonderful.
So our artwork is done by Maddie Padilla, and you can find Maddie's work at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram. Maddie is amazing and does the Lord's work. Not Stephanie's work, but the Lord's work.
The Lord's work.
And you can find Eli Krause, who does our music, at krausefilms.com. I don't know Eli. Fuck Eli, but I love him. So, like, it's an interesting relationship that we have, but I respect it.
Oh, before we get to the names, though.
Yes.
Eli has another thing to plug that I would like to plug a little bit.
Oh, so he can plug shit, but he's not going to listen to the... Okay, that's fine.
Hey now.
Eli, you're cool. I just like to give you shit.
Oh my god. So, Eli, if you've been to krausefilms.com, you'd know that Eli is a filmmaker. He goes to school for film and stuff like that. And he is currently doing a GoFundMe for a short film / musical thing that he's doing, and it looks really fucking cool.
Pew, pew, pew.
It's like a horror, comedy, musical, awesome thing. And he's almost like at his goal, like he's very close. So, if you want to send some dollars or want to share it around, you totally can. There's not like a specific link to it, but if you look up Eli Krause on GoFundMe, and short film musical, you will probably be able to find it. But help the people that make the show great. They're really cool people and doing cool art things.
Yes. So, these folks.
Yes.
I have found them from the art department on Twilight's cast and crew.
Oh, no.
From IMDb. So, I think that Maddie this week is going to be Jonathan Birchfield, otherwise known as Green's foreperson. And that Eli is going to be Alan Pfeffer, otherwise known as Gang Boss.
Wow. That's Great.
There was someone on the art department named Gang Boss.
Yeah, just let it sink in, folks.
That's all I have to say.
That's great. That's wonderful. You can find Allie on the internet at 23andMe everywhere.
Bow, bow, bow.
And you can find me on the internet at Cody Captures or codycrowell.co.
Bow, bow, bow. Or you can find us on the CISO TV show.
Oh my god.
Because that's basically our personalities.
It's a documentary about us.
Yeah, it's a biopic.
Oh my god.
So
what do we have for fanfiction this week?
I can't believe that you're asking me. Thank you so much. So I decided to be nice this time. And
Great.
I'm going to have you choose, again, the title of which fanfiction we're reading.
Cool.
3 of these names are false. 1 of them is true.
Oh no.
You get to decide which one is the right one. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. So, option number 1, Wild Door. Option number 2, The One That Got Away.
Oh no.
Option number 3, The Playful Illusion. Option number 4, The Nothing of the Year.
What does that even mean?
Honestly, it's a great damn question.
Honestly, I might have to go for that one specifically because the other ones, I could feel like you coming up with names of fanfictions would be able to come up with those and make it somewhat relate. I don't know how you would be able to pull that out of your brain. Out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah. It's a great guess. It's a wrong guess, but it's a great guess.
God damn it.
So I use a generator for this because there's no fucking way that...
That's not fair. That's not fair.
What do you mean it's not fair?
Shut up. Fair.
No, it's totally fair.
fair.
Because I'm still choosing.
That's not fair.
Please don't make me make these up. That's embarrassing and I'm still learning. To be honest,
listen, if we're gonna be Heaven and Tracy, we need to, like, do it for real.
This fanfiction thing is low-key fucking up my shit a little bit. Because, like, it's scarring me. Okay,
well, then no wonder that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's from a generator.
Shut up. Okay,
what's the real one?
The right one is The One That Got Away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so this fucking fanfiction has won awards. So that's a thing.
I don't even think Twilight's won awards.
It's won awards, first of all, and it has, like, art. I would like you, first of all, while I am going to read you the summary, to also check your Snapchat so I can show you the photo of the art that's in this as well.
Why are we doing this on the podcast?
But I'm going to go ahead and read the summary.
Oh, no! That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so The One That Got Away by Tufano79. The summary, not what I'm reading, the summary, I'm going to try to summarize a little bit. Bella Swan was dreading going back to her 10-year high school reunion over Valentine's Day weekend. Her time in high school in Tampa, Florida was not high on her list of pleasant experiences. She was secretly in love with Edward Cullen. He never knew she existed, or so she thought. Will Bella be happy to see Edward, or will she stay hidden among her classmates? Okay, it's like 2 pages of a summary, so...
Right. Wow.
Okay, so... Do you want to describe that artwork before I read this?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's against my religion.
It's kind of scarring. Okay, so this is from chapter 1. I am the same bookish, quiet girl from high school, Bella retorted. I work in a library. And write smutty novels in your downtime, Alice smirked. She was Bella's best friend and her agent. Marie Signo is the hottest writer since... the chick who wrote the 50s series. You have women panting and begging for more. Men are reading your novel for his tips and ideas to spice up their bedroom Olympics. And there's an inner perv underneath that conservative, prudish exterior. Alice, only you and my publisher know who I am, Bella frowned, toying with 2 large granny panties. And it's all for my imagination. The one sexual experience I had was not all that memorable.
I need to leave.
That's because Jacob Black had a pencil. Please let me finish the sentence. It's really scarring for me. That's because Jacob Black had a pencil dick and he didn't know how to please a woman. Alice
Goodbye. Goodbye, folks. Gotta go. Thank you. Ending the podcast. Not recording anymore. No thanks. Bye. You're saying forks. Get out of here. Award winning, huh? Award winning. That's got an award. I mean, I am glad that I live in a world where something that has the word pencil dick in it can be award winning. Like, I think that's progressive. You know, I think we're really changing how we see sex in literature. I think that's great.
Yeah.
But I'm absolutely not. No, thank you.
I can't read.
I didn't want that in my ears. That's been there forever now. What did you do?
I told you this was scarring me. You don't know how many Harry Potter crossovers I almost looked at today.
Oh no, I don't wanna.
This is a hard job. I can't. I only had one more sentence, but I can't read it anymore. Good luck with that story.
We don't need it.
I can't anymore. That's all I have to say.
No. I don't want to be alive.
I mean...
And case in point.
I need to go dab my feelings out.
I can't believe I have that on recorded audio forever now. Thank you for this gift you've given me.
I forgot we were still recording, to be honest.
As we